Hello out there. It's week 10. It's once again for the newest edition of the MCC News. I am your host, once again, your 5-time MCC champion, Alan Morrow. Now let's get to it. First topic, Jim's first victory. He's 1-8. He finally won. After an 0-8 start, he finally won. He beat Tyra, knocking Tyra down to 5-4 and kind of putting Tyra in with a lump of everybody fighting for a playoff spot. But Jim beat Tyra with a score of 108 to 0.34 to 91.36, 17-point difference. Way to go, Jim. Tyra did have no CMC, very low scoring from his wide receivers, and Kamara had his worst game of the season as well. But Jim, it's not like Jim's team's balled out either. Tua had a very low score, about just 13 points. He had a huge week from CeeDee Lamb, which was kind of offset the low wide receiver scoring from Tyra. And Jim also made the mistake of leaving C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell on the bench. C.J. Stroud had 46.8 points on his bench, Tank Dell 26.6. So nearly 75 points left on his bench, and he still beat Tyra. So way to go, Jim. Way to finally get your first victory. Hope there's more to come. Now, next topic. Trades. The trade season's heating up. The trade deadline is a week from yesterday, Wednesday of next week, midnight. We have one more game left before people have to really decide that they're in and out. Gabe has started to do a small sell-off here. Quick rundown of the trades. A late trade last week involving myself and Ben. I sent Ramondre Stevenson, Tyler Lockett, and an 11th round pick to Ben, where I got Drake London, Jalen Warren, and a 7th round pick. Once again, moving up 4 spots in the draft with that. Drake London and Warren had a good game on my bench. Drake London was actually out. Hopefully he's back in and can actually do more with Taylor Heineke there. Ramondre Stevens had a great first week for Ben. I believe 20 points, almost 21 points, had a long touchdown run. So hopefully that continues for Ben. Ben really kind of solidifying that team to maybe for a playoff push here. I had another trade earlier this week with Will. I sent Will Dalton Kincaid, an 11th round pick, 13th round pick, and a 15th round pick. Will sent me Dallas Goedert, Trey McBride, a 6th round pick, and a 12th round pick. Once again, moving up a little bit in the draft. For myself, Will gets Dalton Kincaid, a good strong tight end, because Dallas Goedert got hurt for the next 4 to 5 weeks with that fractured forearm. Trey McBride we'll see with Kyler Murray coming back. We'll see what happens there. Dalton Kincaid is a strong keeper for Will as an 11th round keeper. Myself and Gabe made a trade last night as well. I sent Gabe Juju Smith-Schuster and a 10th round pick for Christian Watson and his 15th round pick. I'm taking a flyer on Christian Watson. Hopefully he can get some late season magic like he did last year, starting at week 10 as well. Just kind of throwing a dartboard. Juju is, 8 points if you're lucky every week. Gabe moves 5 rounds up in the draft for that pick swap. Hopefully we all get something out of it. Gabe made another trade with Doug last night as well, where Gabe sent DeAndre Swift and Dameon Pierce, 2 running backs, over to Doug for Devontae Foreman, a 3rd round pick, and a 10th round pick. Now, Doug, good trade for him, picking up some running backs. He also has Khalil Herbert and James Conner coming back from injury as well. I don't think Herbert's playing this week, but kind of picking up some running backs to try to make a push here. This week's going to be tough with Kelsey and Mahomes on bye as well. Swift's on bye as well. And so it's kind of doing something to try to stay alive, stay afloat. He has a decent schedule coming up for the next few weeks, and he can get some W's and get in the playoffs. For Gabe, once again, picking up draft assets, 3rd round and a 10th round. Now Gabe has 3 10th round picks. Also Foreman might have one more good week here with Herbert not playing here on Thursday Night Football. After that, he's a wild card. Don't know how much he'll be in the lineup with Herbert coming back healthy and everything. But Gabe is starting to do a small sell-off here and have some more eyes on 2024 instead of fighting for the playoffs. So good luck to him. I'm sure if there's any other pieces on his roster, you might want to give Gabe a call. Time for the matchup of the week. Matchup of the week. Lee, the unbeaten Lee, 9-0 Lee versus Jeremy, 3-6. This is one of the longest, most heated rivalries in the MCC. They've done very back and forth every year trash talking back and forth. They've been trash talking videos back and forth as well, memes, everything. So it's always a very exciting matchup here. Lee is trying to go to 10-0. Jeremy 3-6. He needs to build up victories or he's going to miss the playoffs. He goes to 3-7. He's going to have to win all 4 games and to get to 7-7 to have a shot for that last playoff spot. So he doesn't have much room to pick up any L's here. So it's going to be a tough for him. Lee does have Tyreek Hill and Isaiah Pacheco on bye, the number 1 wide receiver and the number 12 running back on the season. So it will hurt Lee a little bit here. Jeremy is losing the number 2 wide receiver in football, so A.J. Brown. So kind of with A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill both on bye, this kind of offsets everything. Pacheco is maybe the bigger bye week here. Currently, Jeremy is projected to win 112-107. Jeremy typically averages 109 points. Right now, Lee's averaging 119, so Lee is averaging more. They both have basically the same sit-start accuracy rate of about 85%, 85.3 for Lee, 84.6 for Jeremy. So they're both known for keeping good players on their benches. It is a Najee Harris revenge game. Jeremy did trade Najee Harris to Lee. As of this recording, Najee is in the starting lineup going against Jeremy. Knowing Jeremy's luck, Najee will go off this week. J-Mo, who Jeremy got back in that trade, is on Jeremy's bench. So, big rivalry, big matchup, a lot on stake moving forward for the rest of this MCC. So, good luck to neither of you. Last, Tyrus Fab thoughts. Biggest Fab pickup of the week here. Gabe picked up Keaton Mitchell for $50, by far the highest bid. The previous was DeMarcado from Lee for $27 a few weeks ago. $50 seems like a lot of Fab. Doug did have a $39 bid on him, so it actually wasn't that too much of an overpay, so it was smart on Gabe there. Will did lose a $17 bid because Will did drop him Sunday before he ran for 100-plus yards and a touchdown. So, a little mistake, oopsie by Will. I had a $4 bid. I just threw my hat in the ring. Didn't get him. Had a rare Thursday waiver pickup with a waiver bid. Ben picked up kicker McPherson from Cincinnati for $8, a new highest bid amount for a kicker. Beats Jim's $7 bid for Josh Myers in, I believe, week 4 it was. No other bids, so it was just basically burning $8 a Fab, nothing there. With that, a quick rundown here out of all the waiver pickups, all so far this season when it comes to bidding on someone, doesn't matter if they were $0 bids or not. I have 18 of them this season. Will and Bink both have 13. Jim 11. Jeremy 9. Gabe has 8. Lee with 6. With James at 6 as well. And then you have Schrader with only 4. Ben and Cortez a combined 3 so far. Doug has only done 1. And Tyra hasn't picked up anybody through a waiver bid yet this season. He has a strong roster. I guess he hasn't need to. That's the quick Fab thoughts. That is today's news. So, good luck to everybody this week. And as always, let's go Lions. Fuck the Chargers.